This is an MTPredictor trading update. Just going to take a look at some things. Whatever sets up today, we'll take a look at and see if we can learn from some things. Here is the 3-minute YM. You can see this is the day-only chart here. We had this gap down. Gap not quite filled. It came up, but we got this short signal TS1 here. If we look at the trend, is still long. So it's not something that if you're a new trader that you want to go against the trend, you want to take those trades that are with the trend. But if you've got more experience and you want to take a counter trend trade, I'm just going to put the analysis on this setup. What you want to do is, if you enter the trade, here's your 100% initial risk line. Now some of you may be taking, no matter what trade you take, your rule may be to move your stop to break even once the price comes down and hits your 100% initial risk line there, in this case at 10,290. So as you see, the prices come down to the 100% initial risk line, and for a counter trend trade, we recommend that you move your stop from 10,322 in this case to your entry down here at 306 or thereabouts. And then see if you can get to the target from there. But if you don't, it's the fact that the bigger trend is against you. If this does come back, you'll take a break-even trade, as opposed to leaving the stop back there and losing the entire risk amount of $400. So that's one thing to look for on those counter trend trades. Otherwise, if you're newer, stick with the trend. The trend is long here, so you would avoid this TS1 short setup. Here's a 3-minute setup in gold. There was a TS1. This one is with the trend. At least the trend is down to neutral here. And I put the analysis on here. A risk of $280, 2 contracts there with a 2.3 to 1 risk reward for $640 hit at the minimum wave C target. Now there's a DP signal that's going in the other direction. It is against the trend. I could put the red volume spike analysis on here. And just see what that looks like. So you did have a little red volume spike here, telling us that maybe the sellers were getting trapped at that point. And if we reverse this and just see what the analysis looks like on the other end here. Again, on this DP, if you get to the 100% initial risk line, since you are going against the trend, and the strength bars have exceeded the gray line here, either maybe pass on that trade, or once you get to this 100% initial risk line, move your stop up for break-even trade. So we'll see how that plays out. Here's a Euro US dollar, a nice TS4 long there on a neutral trend. And then I'll just pull this one in here. This is the Australian dollar. Nice TS1 sell there. It might have been counter trend. It's hard to tell. Looks like the trend had gone neutral, at least during this period. But a nice sell there. Okay, so on this TS1 counter trend trade, again the trend is long, didn't quite come down to the target there. So again, we hit the 100% initial risk on a counter trend, moving your stop to break even, and right in the area where the ATR stop is as well now. So either you're going to get stopped there for a break even trade, or you wait until it does get down into the target area again. Okay, and then on that gold, the DP long setup there, you see it did hit the 100% initial risk area. So if you were long that, again, it was counter to the trend. You would be moving your stop from this 1230.8 area to the entry. And again, the target here at 2.4 to 1 risk reward if it does get hit in it. But at this point, it's a risk-free trade, break-even trade if you get stopped. And also here now we had a TS4 long setup in the ES 3-minute. Again, this is with the trend. After this, A up to B, down to C, and we'll see if it gets to the 100% initial risk area there. Target's almost 3 to 1. And so we'll watch and see how that plays out. Okay, so now that break even there in the TS1 counter trend. So it didn't quite get to the target, came close, and then the ES here, the long signal that was with the trend, not quite to the 100% initial risk area there yet. Again, that 2.9 to 1, almost 3 to 1 risk reward target. We'll see how that finishes out. Now in the YM 3-minute, this is the 24-hour chart without any gaps here. You see a TS1 form there. I'll just put the analysis on that. Neutral trend there. You had a little high volume spike, so maybe that helps. Maybe some buyers getting trapped up in there. We'll see. So you got some markets, to the long side, some to the short side. Some of the trends are long, counter trend, short setting up there. Some of the trends neutral. Kind of a mixed bag today. And now this ES TS4 long here has reached that 100% initial risk there, and we'll see how that one finishes out. You can move the stop up to the entry. It's with the trend, so up to the individual trader on there how they want to play that one. And we'll see. Let's just check that YM if that did stop. Looks like that YM did stop there at 10,315. And so you see the ES was long on the 3-minute day-only chart. It was YM short with a neutral trend. So those two kind of working against each other, but the ES kind of won out there. Here's the 5-minute ES TS4. I'd also set up there. I'll just put the analysis on that. That also hit the 100% risk reward. Okay, so here on that gold DP long there, that stops at break even there. Of course, the TS1 was a nice, just to revisit that, 2.3 to 1 risk reward there on that trade. Worst case, you broke even on that. Okay, and we'll wrap it up here as the ES. This is the 5-minute hit its target there, $737 less your commissions and slippage and so forth off the TS4, and also the 3-minute ES had the same TS4 set up there, also hit the target, a little better there, almost 3 to 1 risk reward on 2 contracts there on this account size. So some pretty decent trading today in the different markets, from forex, the commodities, some of the E-minis there. All right, so I hope this is helpful. Have a great day.